Okay, it's very simple. You see, when I came into business, I didn't understand the crusade and all that stuff, but I learned it by getting out in the field training. So that's why field training is important. But our business, we got to keep it very simple, because most of the people we are working with don't understand what they need to do, because if they did, they would not be sitting with us. They would already have things taken care of, right? So I'm going to go through with you some very simple things. So the first thing is, we teach our folks, don't spend too much time doing presentations. Have simple conversations. You know, we need to talk about our company, we need to talk about some of the things, but I think the most important thing in any meeting when you're talking to someone is that you ought to show interest in them. And you got to communicate effectively. The most important part of communication is not speaking, it's listening. So you got to learn to ask questions, and ask very simple questions. So if you're talking to someone, here are two things you got to concentrate on: how money works and how life works. If money works well, life tends to work out pretty good, right? So you keep it simple. So let's go to the rule of 72. Okay, this is the fundamental part of our business. I think you can do your entire presentation on the rule of 72. So when we are having conversations and you're going to go to use the rule of 72, think of three things: FIN number, financial independence number; debt freedom date; and income protection number. And the reason I suggest that you think of those things in that order is because how many of you, if you look at a group picture, you're looking for your best friend's picture? There's a group picture. You know you're in it. Are you searching for all your friends' face, or are you searching for your own face? That's right. So, FIN number, the person you're talking to, they're going to benefit. That's for them living. Debt freedom, that's for them. Income protection, it's important, but they ain't going to be here. But all three is important. So, let's take a look at the rule of 72. Everybody probably seen that. If you're new, you're probably not much acquainted with it, but it's very simple. You divide the interest rate into 72, it tells you how long to take your money. So human beings, we tend to fight more to prevent a loss than to acquire a gain. So first thing you want to do is take the 3%, use inflation. So if inflation is 3%, that's how much, if you have 10,000, it needs to grow to 20,000 in 24 years, or 40,000. Okay, then you show them the 12%. Not so much to get investment returns, but to understand how destructive 12% debt that they're paying could be to their finances. Right? So they see that and say, listen, if you owe $10,000 continuously on your credit cards over a 40-year period, and you got even a 12% rate, that's how much it will cost you. So they understand that debt is destructive and inflation is consistently hitting at their numbers, right? Now, when we come to income protection, that inflation, the first column, is going to help you a lot, because I tell people, as it relates to insurance, we market term insurance and we say invest the difference. But the term insurance component, a lot of times you don't have to fight about which kind of policy. You just got to show them adequate versus inadequate. Because the person may say, I bought a $250,000 or $100,000 whole life policy because I want to leave money for my kids. Well, if you pass away 48 years from today, here is what that policy needs to go to. Let's find out if 48 years from today, this policy is going to be worth X number of dollars. Because you want to leave 100,000 future dollars or present dollars. Future dollars are going to be worth a lot less. So they start thinking. So they say, no, well, I need to have like 400, 500,000. Right? So once you talk about how you show them, then in the middle you could use a 6 or a 9% to talk about your FIN number to get an investment return. But don't go through all the numbers, because at some point you are going to try to recruit them. Our last financial literacy study in Canada, I think is pretty much the same thing in the US, 48% of people struggle with basic mathematics. So if you start showing them too much numbers, they're going to say they can't do the business. Okay? All right, so let's go to the next one. How life works. Simple. In the early years, you have a lot of responsibilities. So you ask them, it says John or Mary, and usually I focus on asking if it's a husband or wife situation. I usually ask, go ask the wife and say, listen, if John's not here, what do you need tomorrow morning? And they'll give you some numbers. Mortgage, debt. So we talk about that in our business as the dime. You got to pay off your debt, provide an income, mortgage, education, whatever. So they know they do that. So then when you go to insurance, what makes insurance so good? Insurance is a great concept because for pennies and the dollar, somebody will carry that risk for you. Right? You see, to pay off debt and to accumulate wealth, they have to put $1 for it to grow or $1 to reduce debt. But for insurance, they can actually get $1 that will come to their family for just a few pennies. So they will like that. Most people like sales, isn't that true? They like bargains, so they will like that. Hey, I just got to pay a few pennies and something happened, my family's protected for dollars. They would like that, so you keep that. Then you show them over the course of their life what's going to happen. They need to pay down their debt and they need to accumulate wealth. So you talk about these numbers, so you say, okay, has anyone talked to you about your financial independence number? Anyone talked to you about your income protection number? And anyone talked to you about your debt freedom date? And they will get excited when you start talking and says, well, would you like to know? And then you take it to the next step, which is very simple. We're going to do a customized program. It's called a financial needs analysis. In our business, we want to diagnose before we prescribe. We want to give you precise numbers. So you're going to work with them, and then you start gathering information. It doesn't have to be complicated. All your conversations has got to be about them. And what are you addressing? How to get out of debt, how to build wealth, and just, if God forbid, you don't make it. And most people don't know what those numbers are. You get their curiosity, you gather the information, you run your financial needs analysis, and you go back and you sit with them, and you show them and says, here's what we're going to work ultimately on is to increase your net worth. How are we going to increase your net worth? We're going to reduce your liabilities, and we're going to increase your assets. Simple terminologies that are specific, geared towards the client, and they will understand that because everything you're talking about revolves around them. Everybody's got that? So I hope I give you some simple stuff that you use. Don't make it complicated. You need to practice this because to keep things simple take a lot more work than to present complicated stuff. Everybody's got that? All right, good to see you. Take care. Good luck.